Are you sitting comfortably? Good. Then I'll begin. Let me take you back to the 80s, when Dynasty was a massive show, and it was a show that I loved, and more than anything else, I wanted to be in it. I had an idea for a character that I thought might possibly work in the show, like a British character, and I formulated the idea as sort of succinctly as I possibly could in my head. By chance, I read in a tabloid newspaper that Aaron Spelling was in London for a few days and staying at the Dorchester Hotel, which is on Park Lane in Mayfair. So I decided that I would head off there one day to try and meet Aaron Spelling, to tell him my idea, and hopefully I wouldn't be sent away with a flea in my ear. I remember it was a Sunday. I got dressed in a suit and a tie, and I got on the bus. I went off to the Dorchester Hotel. When I arrived, I decided that I wouldn't ask him at reception in case they turned me away, and I thought instead that I'd sort of hang around in the foyer area and hopefully sort of come across him. So I had a newspaper with me, and I sat down, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and after about, I suppose, maybe 3 hours, I looked up and I saw him at the reception desk. He must have been up in his room, and he came down to ask them something or other. Well, when he left the reception desk, I approached him and I said, "Oh, excuse me, Mr. Spelling?" And he just sort of looked at me and raised an eyebrow to say, like, yes. And I said, look, I don't want you to think I'm some sort of mad, crazy person. My name's Ian. I'm a huge fan of Dynasty. And I've had an idea for a character that I think would be good in the show, and a character that I would like to play. If you just give me 1 minute of your time, then I can just explain the sort of backstory to this character. And he looked at me and he just said, "Go!" in that sort of gruff voice of his. And he didn't mean like go leave, he meant go, like go for it. I said, okay, this is the backstory of the character. Many years ago, Crystal was in London, and while she was in London, she was the victim of a very violent sexual assault, and as a result of this assault, she ended up pregnant. Not only was she pregnant, but she was in a coma, and she remained in a coma for about a year. Now, the nurse who was looking after her was childless and had wanted a child for a very long time, and in some way she managed, when Crystal had the baby, to take the baby and bring it up as her own. It was only when this nurse was on her deathbed that she told the son, that's me, that she wasn't his natural mother and who his natural mother was. So he sets off to Denver, Colorado to meet his mother, Crystal Carrington, and so that was basically the outline of that character. So Aaron Spelling kind of looked at me and he just said, "You got quite an imagination there." Sorry about the accent. He said, "Look," he said, do you have a phone number?" And I said, "I do." And he said, can you give me it?" So I gave him my phone number, and we shook hands. I left, and I got back on the bus. I went home again, and of course on the bus I was thinking, oh gosh, this is going to be so great. Maybe I'm going to be on Dynasty. I'm going to have a limousine arrive at my house, take me to Hollywood, and it's all going to be absolutely amazing. And of course, you've guessed it, nothing happened. He didn't ring, and I didn't get to be on Dynasty. But hey ho, nothing ventured, nothing gained, and all that jazz. I have to say, he was absolutely lovely. He was absolutely genial, friendly. He had a sort of glint in his eye, a twinkle in his eye, and I thoroughly enjoyed meeting him. It's a shame it didn't work out, but you've got to be in it to win it. So thank you for listening, thanks for watching, and till next time.